Hello, learners. Today we're going to be talking about dividing unit fractions by whole numbers. When we're talking about dividing unit fractions by whole numbers, this is what our equation looks like. We have the unit fraction as the dividend. So our unit fraction here is 1/4. Our divisor is the whole number. And our quotient is the answer, as the quotient is always the answer when we're doing division. So I'm sure you've watched the videos before this video, so let's go through it quickly one more time. When a unit fraction is divided by a whole number, the quotient is a unit fraction less than the dividend. So we expect our answer here, our quotient, to be less than 1/4. So let's see how we do that. We always start with the whole. This is the equation we are working with. We always start with the whole. The second step is to look at the dividend's denominator to determine the amount of equal parts of the whole. So our denominator here is 4. So we made 4 equal parts. Next, we have to look at the divisor, which is 2 here, to determine the number of equal parts in one section. So 2 equal parts, here is 2 equal parts in that one section. Then we divide the rest of the whole into the same equal parts. So I took the other equal parts and I divided them in half also. And I ended up with 8 equal parts. So the quotient is 1 part out of the total equal parts of the whole. It's 1 part out of 8. So our answer is 1/8. And here is our equation. So let's do one together. I'm going to switch over to my marker, my pen. A bakery uses 1/2 of a bag of chocolate chips to make 3 batches of cookies. How much of a bag of chocolate chips did they use for each batch? Here is my equation, 1/2 divided by 3. Following the steps up here, I'm going to start with the whole. The second step tells me to look at the dividend's denominator to determine the amount of equal parts of the whole. The dividend's denominator in this case is 1/2. So I'm going to divide this into 1. The next step tells me to look at the divisor to determine the number of equal parts in one section. So I have to go divide it in half again. And I know that by looking at the divisor, I'm going to divide it into 3 equal parts. So let's do 3 equal parts. And there are my 3 equal parts. The last step is to divide the rest of the whole into the same equal parts. The quotient is 1 part out of the total equal parts of the whole. So I'm going to divide it in half again. And this time I'm going to do both sides into 3 equal parts. And there are my very close to each other 3 equal parts. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equal parts. I know that the quotient is 1 part out of the total equal parts. So I have 6 equal parts. It's 1 part out of that. So my answer is 1/6. Now you are going to try some on your own. You're going to go back to the you're going to go back to the learning plan and click on the worksheet. Good luck.